This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
Hi, this is Joe Rabil. Today's video, I'm going to talk about synchronizing your moving averages. I call it confluence or alignment, but we want to make sure we've got these moving averages working in the right direction and working together. And I'm going to show you how they can come together. If you can see it on your screen, with all the charts at the same time, I think it makes a big difference. So we're going to go through that and give you some examples that I think can really help you maybe pinpoint where the entry should be. All right, now if you want to learn more about some of these techniques, I would suggest starting with my book. I've actually, in the description, you can click the link. It'll give you more information. This will pop up and you can get more information. Also, if you do enjoy this content, please hit the like button and also subscribe. Okay, let's start out with HOOD, Robinhood Markets. All right, and I've got a number of examples I do want to go through to give you just different ideas of how this could play out. Now, here's the monthly in the bottom left, a weekly in the bottom right, daily in the upper right, and then in the upper left is an hourly chart. All right, now what I want to point out here is that on these charts, I'm just showing the candlestick. I've got the 18 MA. All right, and then I have the volume at the bottom. Now, we don't really need the volume on these charts. I really just want to focus in on the moving average. What I teach in my course is that if we want to go through and learn an indicator, take everything else off the screen. All right, you just want to focus on this one thing and see if you can find the key levels and especially in multiple time frames. This can be a great framework. So I suggest the same thing when we're learning MACD or learning ADX or anything like that. Take everything else off the screen and just focus on that. So we're going to do that today with the moving average, the simple 18 MA, which to me, it's sort of the driver of my approach. All right, this one moving average line can really get you, I think, seeing where the key levels are and how to enter in a timely fashion. All right, now let's start with the monthly chart because we have this 18 and it's rising. And then if you notice, we get this decline, a pullback. So I'm not looking at momentum. I'm just looking at, look, we've got a strong move to the upside and then we pull back and come close to this moving average line. All right. Now, while that pullback is causing this to overrun the 18 on the weekly, do you see how this 18 is here and the price has dropped down below that? Now, that could theoretically be a negative, but if you notice the slope of this line never really rolled over. It never turned down. Now, if it does turn down, then you could probably expect a little bit longer correction phase, but because it stayed rising, it sort of keeps it in play. All right, especially because this has a strong rising 18-month underneath. All right, so this is kind of the big time frame, the starting time frame that we're looking at. Then we want to look and we're going to say, look, this 50 mark, if we can get back above this before it rolls over, then we know we've kind of salvaged this time frame and we still have an uptrend in place on the weekly chart. All right, and it'll be back in line with the monthly. Now, what I find interesting is if you look at the way it played out on the daily chart, we had a declining 18, and we had all these times where we're rising and trying to get above. Since we broke it back here in February, we tried to get above, but it was declining, and then came back, tried to get above, but it was declining. And then look at what happens here. We pull back, we make a move, and then we pull back and we hold this line. All right, now I've done videos on this. We call this basically holding the 18 or a halt, where the 18 halts the move to the downside. Instead of breaking through it, you see how it broke through it, couldn't really hold it, couldn't turn it. Now the 18's rising and we pull back and we turn right at the 50 mark. Well, the 50 mark is right where this is getting back above the 18 on this time frame. And now we're coming back up through the low bar on the monthly chart after holding the 18. So we're pretty tight to the 18 on this time frame. We're tight to the 18 on this time frame, and we're just curling up on this time frame. This is the type of synchronization or confluence or alignment that you really should be looking for. If you're playing this time frame, you want to play it off the daily chart. You want to make sure you've got the alignment of these other time frames. Now, again, I'm not looking at the momentum indicators. The momentum indicators can add some value here, but we want to make sure we understand how to do this without them first. All right, let's look at another example, this Avis Budget. So this one had the declining monthly line and then emerged as it crossed above the 100 mark. All right, and if you notice what took place here on the weekly chart, we were basically trying to make moves to the upside, but we couldn't really turn and hold the 18. Now we crossed that at the 80 level. All right, that's where price actually moves up on the daily chart, and then the 18 is starting to cup around, but then we need this big strong green bar right here. Just zero in on this bar right here, is the bar that's essentially crossing above the 18 on this time frame. All right, now we have a target area of about 105, something like that we're going to play for in this situation, because now in these two time frames we're aligned. Okay, especially because we went to a marginal new low and then we crossed above this moving average. To me, that's a sign of like when you get a failed new low like that, then you sort of should assume that we're going to go at least test the high of the prior resistance. This is really important. If you go to a marginal new low like this and you don't get follow through, and then we can turn back through the moving average, then the target area is the prior resistance, the level of resistance from the prior area. So this would kind of be the target area. What's interesting about that is it aligns with the moving average on the monthly chart. So hopefully you can see how these all work together. But what if you notice is we're looking for this sort of signal here, and then depending on where this is in relation to the moving average on the higher time frames, that tells us how aggressive we want to be on this signal. In this case, I would not have been entering this unless we got a big green bar coming back up through this level, all right, completing the reversal of this move. All right, notice the volume pattern too. Good volume to the upside, and then had good volume here on this big green bar. So we want to see stuff like that, but we also want to notice that we have a move above right at the rising 18 on this time frame. And now if you notice, when this crossed above, the 18 wasn't really declining anymore. It pretty much started to flatten out the moment it crossed. And again, that's the reason is because all this time that took place prior to it wasn't a decline. It was a move up, and then it had a failed new low and then immediately reversed. So be on the lookout for those signals. When you get a prolonged downtrend and then it fails at a new low, you should be looking for a pretty strong reversal off of that. All right, let's look at something like SYM. Now, in this situation, we've got the same sort of thing. Like in the 23-24 area, we're crossing on the weekly, but we have resistance on the monthly chart. Right? And where this is turning and setting up originally, where the 18 is finally turning around and this is starting to hold, is down in the low 20s, and you haven't crossed this 18. So when I look at this, and I know I have resistance in the 23-24 area on the weekly chart, and I've got resistance on around 30 on the monthly chart, this signal is just not all that interesting to me. I don't really want to play this. But if you notice what happens here, we consolidate, and then look at our big green bar crossing the 30 mark. Now that's after this goes through this little consolidation pattern, and now we're crossing above the 18 on this time frame. So now we're aligned with all three time frames working together. All right, we're crossing in a big way, in a strong way, to the upside with this big green bar with a rising 18. Now we have a rising 18 on this time frame, and we're crossing above this, and we would look at this as resistance. It's not really in alignment from a standpoint of like we saw in Hood, where this was an uptrend on this time frame, but we're working through that resistance level, and we know we have a trade on our hands. All right, I'll give you another example here. Look at coin. So coin has this rising 18-month. It overruns the 18 a little bit on the monthly, but not a whole lot. And you still have a rising 18-month line. Now, during that pullback, this pullback, we get a pretty deep pullback on this time frame that causes this line to decline. Because this line is declining, remember, this is different than Robinhood. Robinhood had a rising 18 throughout. It never really rolled over. In this situation, it rolled down. So that means we kind of want to wait for this to consolidate and start to cup around. Well, that is, again, we don't really want to be here because, again, we're fighting the weekly line. All right. This is right at the 200 mark. We're not, this is happening here right below the 18. So we don't have alignment on this time frame yet. So we get the strong move and then we consolidate. Now look at where it kicks off with a big green bar again. That big green bar coincides with this big green bar, which coincides with getting back above. And now all of a sudden we've got trend alignment on all of these time frames. All right. This is a great way, a great exercise. What I suggest you do is find a software that'll let you put all 4 time frames up. I have several of them. This is Stock Charts, which does a nice job. The crosshair, I kind of like where you can put your crosshair right here and you can see, you can do that on most software programs. But I just like seeing all 4 time frames up at the same time. Now, I didn't even focus on the hourly chart. We really we only need this for 3 time frames, monthly, weekly, daily. But if you start doing this, you're going to start pinpointing where the key levels are. And almost, I wouldn't say every time, but I would say 80% of the time, when you get that alignment on all 3 time frames, you're probably going to get a big green bar on the daily chart. And the reason is you have 3 different schools of thought, 3 different schools of players, right? Long-term, intermediate term, and short-term, all kind of seeing it the same way at the same time. We're getting that crossover where we're truly in trend alignment. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time.